To put it down, offensive rebound corralled by Tatum. He's going to fire from the corner, and he picks up right where he left off in game one.
Rapidly developing into one of the absolute best scorers in this league.
Youngest Celtic ever to put together that kind of performance. As the quick answer at the other, sized up by Smart. Stan, it'll be interesting to see just how many different players Smart defends. Here comes Embiid, flicks it up and in, and he's headed to the free throw line.
And then went in. Just that little bit of ball movement loosens up the defense, allows Embiid to get deeper position, and once he gets it in there, there's no one on this Celtics roster who has a chance to play him.
It's the kind of start Philly was hoping for from Embiid. Here comes Walker around a screen. Perfect.
And those shots are going to be there all night. They drop Embiid into the lane. As we see Embiid going again strong to the hoop, they drop Embiid back into the lane, play on top of all the shooters coming up. If I had one, I would have voted for Ben Simmons as the defense. Instead of just dying on the pick, he came and even contested from behind. Just let Tatum feel you a little bit. But the way they're getting Embiid the ball is good. The ball's moving, and he's getting it out of movement. It's much easier to get the ball into him that way.
Smart fires on a three, no good. And it's cleared on that. Stevens trusting Tatum here, playing with two personals. Tatum feels out the defense.
Dropping into Embiid's lap and forcing him to take that fadeaway. We want Joel Embiid to be able to attack more.
The NBA playoffs on TNT is brought to you by Rocket Mortgage, home loans that fit your life. Rocket can, and by Mountain Dew, official sponsor of the NBA.
Line that
as he takes the next steps into superstardom for this team. First free throw is good.
Well, the thing you've got to like if you're a Boston fan with a chance to be very, very good.
Saw Tatum take his seat, so he plays a couple of extra minutes after he's in the absence of Simmons. Embiid to Richardson, trying to find some daylight. Inside, it's Horford. So Horford, who started the opener. Oh, here's Embiid on the box. Good start for him if you've just joined us. Out of the double, down to Richardson. Finds some daylight, shoots a three, and sticks it.
Well, they're going to need to do some of that.
Milton, this is a long three, and that's good. How about this shooting start by Philadelphia? They're 8 of 10 from the
line, and now he's thrown the ball out for a couple of threes.
So Marcus Smart in a starting role tonight with the absence of Gordon Hayward. We spoke to Brad earlier today, and he said at the end of that game, I didn't even realize Marcus was 0 for 5. He was just such an incredible contributor to our defense.
Tough, he gets into people, he's very aggressive, and I think he inspires his teammates to greater effort through the pressure.
Just really good locker room guys on the Celtics team, certainly with the arrival of Kemba Walker last year. As the outlook has changed for the better. Harris double teamed outside. As Korkmaz has checked into the game. Harris stepping middle and showing his soft touch around the basket.
Philly doing repost the ball. He gets it back to Harris, and Harris scores in the post, and now Harris on the drive. That's an area he's really improved. He was almost strictly a left-handed driver 3 or 4 years ago. Now he can take it either way off the dribble.
Shemi Ojeleye and Grant Williams have come into the game for the Celtics. This is Williams on a three, and he rattles it down. Celtics needed that one badly. It's only their second.
Early, and now we're going to post Harris again against Marcus Smart. Not an easy thing to do.
This is Milton, shot clock down to 3, has to take a tough turnaround fade, and he puts it down. What a shot by Milton.
Yeah, that's good defense there by the Celtics. Brad Stevens will be happy with that. If that's the shots that Philadelphia has to make, they'll be in good shape.
Here's Jaylen Brown. That's a 3 off to the right, and a rebound by Korkmaz. There's a transition 3 from Richardson. That's only their 3rd missed shot. They're 11 for 14 from the field.
But Brett Brown likes that. He told us today, yeah, he wants Josh Richardson shooting the ball without hesitation.
That he does not blink when he has an open three-point shot, and we've seen that already today.
Yeah, he's been a key piece, Stephanie. Great stuff as Jaylen Brown gets right back to work.
And Enes Kanter comes into the game.
Paul Neto in the game, and that is Embiid left open. Not a good idea for the Celtics defense, and Embiid is off and running. A beautiful backdoor cut by Brown, unaccounted for.
That's a little breakdown from Philadelphia. When this from Tatum, Embiid had to be up above the free throw line guarding Cantor, and that opened up the back door.
Neto probing the defense, gets it to Embiid, and then
you see where Embiid's playing now with Cantor with the ball.
Brown on another three, and he snaps it through the net.
That and not try to wear you out inside like he was earlier in the quarter.
Three-pointer from Neto, incredible. Well, two teams have met more. That is Tatum. This one to the backcourt, off the deflection, three to shoot. Tatum kind of let it go for an extra beat, and he banks it in. Miraculous shot.
That defense has got to be better than that. That's an easy one for Tatum. Can't give him those.
Well, there was some contact at the end of that release. No whistle. Final second. Harris. Got a pretty good stand. You know what that's like as a head coach. This is Cantor on a three. That's good.
Well, you're going to live with sixth in the league in free throw attempts on the year. That's one of the things he does. I mean, everybody would like to see him do it even more, but this guy does get to the free throw line. When he's attacking, there's no way to stop him.
Oh, we've seen some unbelievable things in basketball, but you've trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead in the series. No Gordon Hayward. Grade 3 sprain of his right ankle as Jason Tatum. First, no Ben Simmons for Philly. Went down with that knee injury early this month. That shot is good, and a chance at three for Cantor.
Basket, and of course tonight he unleashed his three-point game.
So the reaction from that Boston bench. Cantor quickly becoming such a favorite in that Celtics locker room. Signed that 2-year free agent contract last summer, as the officials tell the players to get themselves reset. Stan, you like to get that warning before they hit you with a violation. From Tatum, changed his mind. Wanamaker attacks. Pretty finish by Wanamaker.
Help in the post. They got Horford off the lane, and because Philly just throws it in and stands there, then they're forcing him into a lot of mid-range J's. And
that's retaking the lead. First time since the opening seconds of the game. Tatum. Oh, he's feeling it. It's tapped up and in by Cantor, and Cantor giving him some good minutes off the bench.
Now they're trying to just go directly to Embiid, and the difference is the Celtic defense just loads up on him, as we see there. Very tough to stop.
Embiid now 16 points to lead all scorers, actually to lead Philly. Tatum right now.
Right there, the last time, Burks is just standing out there guarding Brad Wanamaker. He's got to be off at the...
Sign up for the Shop Small offer by August 23rd. And by Telluride Nightfall Edition from Kia, official automotive partner of the Philadelphia. If you've just joined us, had a 14-point lead before Boston turned the tables on him. Wanamaker sticks a three.
Well, you know what happened there. That's why they're staying home.
He's a 36% three-point shooter. You saw the three-point shooting for them in the quarter, and that is Richardson with the answer.
That was set. Jaylen Brown tried to get down in the paint to give some support. That opened up Richardson from the three. When Joel Embiid is aggressive in the paint, it's not just the smart, which is usually what we see from him.
Extended rest for Kemba Walker. He checks back in here. Just over the 5-minute mark, first half. Here in game 2, Walker, well short, follows his own miss, and cleans up his own mess.
Boy, that's a tough one. And they don't do it all the time, but Burks pulled all the way over and made the pass back out easier. Good offense, you just got to make the shot.
That silky, smooth stroke of Kemba Walker. Celtics by 11.
Who loses the first game of a playoff series making adjustments. But what about the team who wins? Brad Stevens made an adjustment. He thought Philly's defense the other night, with Embiid dropped into the paint and Philly playing on top of their shooters, gave them problems. He said, tonight, we've got to run off.
Game Stan and I here as this series continues to progress. Shake Milton puts it on the deck. Off to the left hand, they'll count the basket, and a chance at three from Milton.
And Al Horford with no help. It's a great technique for big guys to help their guards get to the basket.
So Milton at the line. Stan, you were just talking about Brad Stevens and some of the adjustments. What about Philly now with Brett Brown? They were so successful.
And it was getting into Embiid on the second option, where the defense wasn't as locked in. The second quarter, even late in the first quarter, they just started going directly to the post, as we see here with Harris, and that Boston defense is just loaded up on them.
So 8 points now for Walker. Harris stops on a dime and hits. He's so skilled offensively. Had a career playoff high, 8 assists in the opener. Free throw shooter. 6 points, 6 rebounds.
You jinxed him. See, I see it all the time. Is
that really on FanDuel? And look for the final basket bonus during the NBA playoffs. FanDuel gives you more ways to win with sports betting, daily fantasy, and free-to-play game.
For a foul.
First free throw rims in for Grant Williams, the rookie from Tennessee. What a collegiate career he had. There's a lot they do like about this young man. And I certainly hope that he'll have a long, successful career. Both free throws good.
Very solid player. The ball into Embiid. And if the Celtics come to help, we can skip past the ball. Early in the game, I thought they were moving the ball a little bit and getting better passing angles to Embiid. Now, I see a lot of problems.
Both coaches trying to set their lineups here for the final 2:15. You saw Cantor come back on for Stevens. As Embiid hits the 20-point mark here. Late first half. Sixers down 9. Richardson trying to find some space, and what a half he's put together for the Sixers. Richardson, he's 4 of 8 in 16 minutes. Walker stepping on it. 4 here in the quarter. Embiid, 7 to shoot. Richardson thought about it in the corner. Has Smart on his shoulder. Tiptoes the baseline, turns and shoots, and buries it. Make it a dozen for Richardson. Final minute, Walker finds some space.
Too easy for this talented Celtics perimeter. There's got to be an adjustment at halftime from Philly.
Embiid rolling to the cup. Beautiful footwork, nice setup by
the Sixers to be a great defensive team. That's where they've got to improve.
I want to be part of the action at the NBA.com or the NBA. In March, hamstring injuries in both of his legs. He had a hip flexor at one point. But terrific in game 1, 18 blown.
Oh, he's been great, and that's his game. When Kimba can come off high pick and rolls and shoot his jump shot with nobody up there, he's playing to his.
But don't forget, Jason Tatum picked up 2 early fouls just a couple of minutes into the game. He didn't get one on him the rest of the way as he picks up where he left off. Jason Tatum, 20 points. Stafford telling Embiid that. Just sometimes in the flow of the game, when you got that kind of a stroke, you just wander out. And maybe a little bit too much of that from Embiid.
Well, it's easier to get the ball, number one, and I think Embiid really wants the ball, as he should, as a great player, wants the ball. And
by Jaylen Brown as Boston pushes their lead back to a dozen. Embiid fakes the spin, and he'll shoot a couple of.
This is when he's most effective, putting pressure on the defense.
Embiid tonight, now 7 of 8 at the free throw line, and by Goodyear, celebrating the drive that moves you forward. Goodyear, more driven.
And again, we've talked about the impact of not having Ben Simmons, and we've talked about it. Well, in Philly, the number 8 defense in the league, and the best at limiting three-pointers, holding their opponents to 10.4 threes a game. But
Smart making the start tonight in the absence of Gordon Hayward.
Even when things are going well, because you know how the other team wants to attack, and you know Philly wanted to go inside, Boston.
Water is now 0 of 8 shooting from the field. Stan, you just wonder how they can get their offense going. That'll help Milton to a skying Matisse Thybulle.
Little confusion. Thybulle just got behind him for the lob.
Thybulle making the start here in game 2 after he came off the bench in the opener. Al Horford coming off the bench. We haven't seen much of him tonight. Tice is able to tap in his own miss. And the Celtics just keep on coming. Don't stop from Stevens as he's mixed up a little bit of zone here. Stan makes it Brown.
If you move the ball, you should still be able to get it to him as they do there.
That little turnaround, a thing of beauty by Embiid for Jaylen Brown, 20 for Tatum, and 15 for Walker. Make it 17.
Well, they've just had no answer
For those two, the relationship that they've built. Obviously, those guys are just super talented, but every little bit helps. And Walker, just the guy that every NBA seasons, first time since 2016 with Charlotte. Acquired last July in that sign and trade. Embiid, can he put this team on his back? And they're going to need a lot more where that came from. They're down 7.
easy for them to throw the ball inside.
Three-pointer from Harris won't go. Brown out. Kicks out to Williams on a three. Get it! And everything worked. Can they come up with some defensive stops here? As Boston just continues to pull away. Walker.
Got Tobias Harris on the switch. That's a tough matchup for
Embiid and Cantor came in prematurely, able to reset and kept Celtics lead.
See, when they bring the ball to Embiid, he's always off the lane. You see, he's got
Embiid at the free throw line tonight, now 9 for 10. He's got 29 points as we take a peek at the Thursday ESPN postseason schedule. They'll open with the Heat. Or trying to take the next step against Milwaukee. What an opening round performance by Nikola Vucevic, I should say.
Defensively, get good shots at this end and try to get this thing, back down to about 12 by the quarter and have some momentum.
Just have not had any answers for this Celtics offense.
Not at all. They were actually better defensively the other night. They've had some positive things tonight, only for what's going on here.
Second free throw is good by Richardson. He's got 16 points.
Tonight, you just want to be outside in Central Florida.
No rain, we like that. First of 3 free throws for Korkmaz is good. Get more action on FanDuel and look for the final basket bonus during the NBA playoffs. FanDuel gives you more ways to win with sports betting, daily fantasy, and free-to-play game. Nice to have you with us. Spiro Ditas, Stan Van Gundy, Stephanie Reddy, our producer Brian Woodrum, and our director Howie Singer. Rest of our terrific TNT crew here from the incredible Walt Disney World campus. Walk it every day. He says multiple times he'll be out walking. He'll see 3 or 4 other head coaches. Sees Eric Spoelstra listening to his podcast, walking around. It's just kind of, it's like a twilight zone here. Richardson into the paint, finds his spot, elevates and hits. Let's get more from Stephanie.
Hey, Spiro, I've talked to those lines. If they get a day off, they wonder, what are we doing here? That's what we want to do.
Now, Stan, that's really the twilight zone when players are complaining for a day off. Good looking stroke that time. Romeo Langford trying to get on the... Sets the table for Tatum. Bullseye again! And Jason Tatum sprinkling his stardust on this series.
Yeah, Tobias has had a rough night tonight. He's been fairly aggressive trying to attack, but just hasn't been able to get the ball in the basket much tonight. A rare night for him. Pretty consistent performer, but 3 for 13 from the floor tonight. And Phil chance against the Celtic team, particularly when the Celtics are rolling like this offensively.
We mentioned, of course, the injury to Ben Simmons, done for the season, the subluxation of his left, about a week away, a couple of days ago, according to the timetable. But Brett Brown didn't seem too confident that his return is imminent. That is Tatum again. Well, 25 for Tatum.
And again,
here's Harris. Tripped up. This will be a reaching foul against Williams.
Down at the last moment, which you'll see a lot from players. That was good defense. Don't bail him out. Make him make that shot over the top of you, especially a guy like Tobias Harris, who's an outstanding free throw shooter.
Harris, year 9 in the league, 28 years of age. Signed that big 5-year, $180 million extension a couple of years back. Just get the sense that a guy like Harris is going to have a big series.
Possession, they go the half-court trap, but come back man-to-man.
Walker Over the top of Horford. Marcus Smart left open, lets her rip from three. Offensive rebound, Cantor.
Break points 15-1 for Boston.
Milton on a corner three, that's good.
As far as the shooting is just a bonus. They want Marcus Smart's intensity, his toughness, the disposition he brings to the game. That has his 5 guys, his best shooting, scoring lineup that he can put on the floor. And obviously the challenge is that lineup has to get stops at this end as well, and that's difficult.
Langford.
People always want more, you know, and he's playing well, and I'm sure he's like, why is everybody asking more? But that's what goes with being a great player, is people are always going to want more.
Playoff Central Live is your source for the sights and sounds of shoot-around and access to your favorite players and coaches. Tune in daily for the latest news and analysis, only on NBA TV and in the NBA app. Great NBA content as Embiid.
Franchise gets a lot of criticism, and he has to understand that goes with the territory. And if you want to lead a franchise back to prominence, you have to take that on your shoulders and understand that's part of the job description.
Embiid will sit, and that pressure goes up even more when you're the center. A guy who takes such physical punishment as Embiid.
For Philly the other night with 18 points in 28 minutes has just not given them anything tonight, hasn't been able to get it going. And Marcus Smart finally knocks down a 3, exactly what he was trying to do there.
Here comes Scott, baseline left, pretty reverse finish. Heard his name called until late in this fourth quarter. That is Ojale from deep.
Boy, they have lit it up. Played some high school basketball over at Mount Dora. Went to UCF, a very popular guy in